Alright, I need you guys to just hear me out on this one.
Normally, I wouldn't do a video about a game for this channel, but this is something that I have not been able to stop thinking about since the Nintendo Direct. If you're unaware, Super Mario Bros. Wonder is the most recent Mario game that's set to come out later this month. And when the first footage of the gameplay dropped, everyone was going crazy over one particular aspect: the elephant's power-up. Yeah, I'm not even joking. In this game, Mario has the ability to turn into an actual elephant, and I have been pondering for so long why Nintendo decided to do this. And after 2 months of non-stop thinking, I finally figured it out. It's Illumination's fault. Don't worry, that'll make sense in about 5.5 minutes. What? No, we don't have time for intro. This is important. Just get straight to the damn video. So for the 4 of you out there that didn't know, Illumination released the Mario Brothers movie earlier this year, which I'll talk about more in the 2023 animation ranking. No, this movie does not have any elephants, and even if there were, there's no way these chunkies took 4 months to put together. However, there are 2 movies that came from this studio a few years prior that do. I'm talking about the Sing duology. These movies are the Star Wars sequels of Illumination in the sense that the internet is split down the middle with thinking they're either the best of their filmography or some of the worst animated movies they've ever seen. What are my opinions on them? That's not important. What is important is that these movies, and the actual Super Mario Bros. Movie a little bit, are what I think is the most significant contributing factor to both why the elephant power-up exists in the game and Mario Wonder as a whole. There's a lot to unpack with how I came up with this theory. Mario Wonder functions as a traditional Super Mario Bros. Game with some amazing modernization and new techniques. One of its best new additions is giving us so many different options for the characters to use. When I get around to this game, I definitely want to play as Blue Toad. There's a total of 8 options for playable characters, but there are 2 that you can play as that don't have damage dealt to them: Nabbit and Yoshi. It's kind of like Minecraft story mode where you don't have to worry about lives or health in the game. It is a good option for people who just want to play the game casually and not have to worry about the endless perils of Wonder mode like moving pipes and earthquakes. There's also a lot of new power-ups like being able to turn invisible, drilling through the ground, blowing bubbles to defeat Koopas, and yes, you can play as an Elephas Maximus.
Just as I thought, they have the elephant with them.
Now, if you haven't seen the Sing movies, it's a movie about a bunch of animals that compete in a singing competition that eventually turns into a show after the main location gets destroyed by a flood, and they get famous by showing the town how talented they are. It's pretty straightforward and easy to understand, just like Mario Wonder. There's a pretty large set of characters throughout both of these movies, and one of those characters is an elephant. It might seem like a coincidence at face value, but just let me explain. If you watch the Mario overview trailer, when we're first introduced to the elephant power-up, we're told to make the most of both our nose and our trunk. This is a very deliberate choice of wording that pays homage to the experience of this character. Each of the contestants in Sing have some aspect of their lives that's holding them back from following their dreams of becoming a singer. Disapproving parents, a boyfriend they found on 4chan, and in Mina's case, it's stage fright. Everyone knows how good her voice is, but she doesn't realize it. She ends up fumbling her audition, but once the contestants are selected, she runs into the main character and hosted the contest, Buster Moon, on the street. Before she becomes a singer, she uses her trunk to help out Buster, and then he hires her to become a theater technician. The trunk is used as an offensive tool in the game and the basis for every other special ability that comes with using this form. It's implied to be one of, if not the most powerful ability, despite being the most unconventional. Just like Mina is unconventional since she's the last person anyone expects to have the best voice. Not every character in the game can turn into an elephant though, and not every elephant looks the same, so why did they choose to make them all so varied? Why? That is where the second movie comes in. This time it's about them trying to move up in the industry and putting on another show by taking down this wolf executive. The opening musical number is the song Let's Go Crazy by Prince. It's a good way of establishing their success as performers. There's also these background flower dancers that function as moving props, and they come in 5 different colors: blue, pink, white, orange, and yellow. This is significant because these are all colors that appear on Peach and Daisy. And unlike Mario and Luigi elephants, who are gray, Peach and Daisy both have this pinkish peach colored skin tone. Why was this a choice? Why? They could have easily just made all the elephants gray, but they didn't, because they wanted to pay tribute to Mina's entire story. In the second movie, she meets another elephant, and they develop a bit of a highly advanced friendship, in the words of Zena Robinson. He sells ice cream, and the very first flavor he gives her is cherry cheesecake. So I did a little bit of color picking, and look at how similar those are. Look at how similar. This is the start of a beautiful relationship in the eyes of Nintendo, so much so that Mario Wonder's main location, the Flower Kingdom, is analogous to the entire aesthetic of Mina's duet with him at the end, which is a flower garden at night. Both of her two lead performances in this movie have flowers as their aesthetic, which leads me to believe that in the 2 years since this movie's release, Illumination saw it and her as inspiration for the elements that would stand out most for the game. The visuals and the straw that broke the Yoshi's back. The first Sing movie came out in 2016, and in 2018 the deal was finalized for the Mario movie with Miyamoto and Chris Melandari co-producing. The fact that Nintendo showed interest in this at all showed a certain level of trust in the studio. I mean, I'm sure part of it was financial since they're a studio that's had a track record of making crap loads of money at the box office, but I believe that all the elephants were initially supposed to be gray before the second movie came out in 2021. Mario, Luigi, and Toad are the overt fruits of how moved they were by this elephant who came from humble beginning and developed a new sense of confidence in being herself. Daisy and Peach are the subtle but still very effective fruits of this inspiration that's symbolic of an elephant finding happiness through love, which is perfect since Peach and Daisy are both love interests in the franchise. And Toadette? Does anybody actually plan on playing as Toadette? I don't know.
So in conclusion, the elephant power-up is Nintendo's way of telling Illumination thank you, showing appreciation for the financial success of their collaborative magnum opus, and a tribute to what they consider to be their most inspirational story. Thanks for watching, Minnows, and I'll see you again at the edge of the wall.